Hey guys, happy August 3rd, 2025. August already, it's going to be snowing soon. I know, bite my tongue. So this video is basically a rant about our new 2024 Dodge Hornet. It's not a review, it's not a how-to, it's not a spec, anything like that video, but just a rant about what we've already been through in the first several weeks of ownership. So just to give you a heads up, this is probably going to be boring for most people. So anyway, we bought this car early June this year. It's a 24 RT hybrid. And I should know better. I did the research and they said this Hornet model came out in 23. Well, apparently this RT hybrid came out in 24. If I would have done a little deeper research and would have known that, I never would have bought it because first year is the worst. So anyway, it's a 4-cylinder turbo, gets really good fuel economy. And the reason for the rant is the car had 849 miles on it when it let my wife down. She was out of state visiting family and she was there overnight, got up the next morning, car wouldn't start. She called me up and I was like, not possible, it's too new. It's long story short, Chrysler towed it to the nearest dealership, which was in Great Bend, Pennsylvania, about an hour away from where we live in upstate New York. And that was on a Saturday. So I called the dealer on a Monday, the following Monday, and they said, oh, we're so jammed up, we're not going to be able to look at it until at least July 7th. And it was ridiculous. So I called Stalantis and they started a case file and I explained exactly what happened and what I was told by the dealer that actually had the vehicle. And they told me they would contact the dealer and see if there was something else they could do. So they did reply, and I'm going to tell you, I give Stalantis a lot of credit. I know they get bashed a lot, but with my red EcoDiesel, maroon EcoDiesel Ram 1500 Bighorn, they were involved when I had that engine issue. They actually made a month's car payment for me, and for me anyway, Stalantis is okay. So anyway, they called the dealer and they got back in touch with me, Stalantis that is, and they said, well, they're booked up, they have people, shortages, and so on and so forth. So unfortunately, there's not much we can do. So working at dealerships for a lot of years in my technician, service manager, warranty manager career, I decided to call the selling dealer. The salesman, who I'm not going to mention, but the dealer is a Dodge dealer in Cortland, New York. And when we bought the car, and that's why they call them people just like them, certain governors and so on, used car salesmen because, well, this was a new car, but still in all, the salesman was a fairly old gentleman, and he was very polite and nice and heavy accent, obviously not, you know, American born or US born. And he said, I've been here 20 years and the reason I'm here is because I take care of my customers and this and that and the other thing. And they told me, I told them I was going to retire, and they said, well, what can we do to keep you? And, well, you can work your own hours. And he gave us the entire line of BS. So long story short, I called him and he said, call Chrysler. And I was like, coming from a dealership background, my first response would have been, I'll send a truck down, I'll get it towed up here to where you bought it, and we'll look at it immediately. But that's not what happened. So I'm not going to name that dealer or the guy's name, but it won't take much research to find the dealer anyway. So longer story short, I waited a couple of more days, getting more and more irritated as the days went by, thinking, brand new car, 849 miles, and we can't drive it. We took a really short payment out to get it paid off in 3 years as opposed to 5, so the payment was over $1,000 a month. And I'm thinking, for the love of God, we can't use the car. We're paying all this money on it. So I called Stalantis back, talked to them, and they said, find a local or dealer and we'll pay to have it towed there. So I called another dealer in the Binghamton area who also has a dealer in Einan, and this, I almost blew my top off. I called their service department and I got a female, a woman that answered, and I explained the deal to her, and she said, oh, I'm so sorry you're having that problem. Oh, by the way, where'd you buy it? And I said, in Cortland. She said, oh, you didn't buy it from us? And I said, no. She said, oh, if you didn't buy it from us, we have a 90-day waiting period before we can service your vehicle. Again, with all the years experience I have in dealerships, you truly, if you can prove that that was said, you truly cannot do that, because the dealer is supposed to take care of the car no matter where you bought it. So anyway, the car sat there at the dealer that it was at, and I called them up a couple of times to try and get an update. Oh, we're still backed up. We haven't looked at it yet, and so on and so forth. So super long story short, July 18th, we finally got the car back. Broke down on the 21st, got it back June 21st, got it back July 18th, and you know what the problem was? The crank battery, the starting battery, the 12-volt battery. That's it. Apparently the car was built many months ago, and from sitting in the dealer lot, the battery went dead, they jumped it, went dead, they jumped it, and instead of charging it properly, they just jumped it when they needed to. So they put a new battery in it, and I left work early on Friday, July 18th, I believe it was, to go get the car, and so far everything's been fine. I think it's almost 1,100 miles on it now. My wife won't even drive it. She's scared to death of breaking down somewhere. I've got a jump pack in the back seat on the floor, and I showed her how to jump start the car in case this happens again. But it's just ridiculous. And I guess I should have called this a dealer rant. The way the dealers, no wonder they're in such turmoil with sales and service and dollars and so on and so forth, because man, when I was in the business working at the dealer and somebody had a new car, I don't care where they bought it, neither did the owners of the dealer or anybody that I worked with. If they had a problem with it, you took care of it. And the biggest reason for that was you want to keep customers happy with the product that they bought, which at the time was a Jeep, a Dodge, a Chrysler, a Plymouth. And you want to try to gain their trust so that they will bring their vehicle to you, whether it's warranty or not. So you're trying to build a customer base. Apparently that's not important anymore. And my final part of this rant is going to be that Stalantis, the woman that I was speaking to, in contact with throughout this entire process, told me that she was going to make a car payment for us because we were without the car for so long. So like I said, it was around $1,000 that we pay a month, but because they prorate it, and they wound up sending us a check for like just under $900. So guys, I don't know what the moral of the story is, other than don't break down too far from home if you own one of these. Try to get it towed to the dealer you bought it from. And I'm not bashing the car a bit. I mean, batteries are mass produced. You're bound to get a bad one here and there. And the way that it was taken care of doesn't help either, the battery that is. But I love this car, 0 to 60 in sport mode in under 6 seconds. It's turbo. And even in sport mode, I'm getting 34, 35 miles to a gallon. And yeah, truly couldn't be happier with the car itself, other than that first initial issue. Just had to get it off my chest. So guys, enjoy your Sunday, and we'll talk soon. Take care now.